Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Tominator here. So let's take a look now at the Open Division for the 2019 New York Pro that went down this weekend. Okay, so I got footage here from the top 4 Callout, and admittedly it's not the best quality. So I got this from the NPC News Online YouTube channel. The quality's not the best. So over at Muscular Development, they had like the top 6 Callout that they did earlier, and the lighting was a little bit better, and the quality as well. My problem with that footage is that having 6 guys on stage at the same time means that it needs to be zoomed out a fair amount, and you can't catch that more zoomed in look. So I think overall this footage is better, but neither one is ideal. Nonetheless, we're going to go through it and make out what we can. So we got Akim Williams there on the left. I believe his name is Milan Sadek or Sadek to his right. We got Jon Delarosa. And then we got Juan Morel. Okay, and they're going to shuffle them around in a minute here. So Juan took this thing. Akim was second once again. It seems like Akim Williams is always coming up just short. And it's sad that he can't seem to win any of these shows because he never quite brings his A game when he needs to. Like Akim Williams at 100% could have dominated this lineup, but he was at like maybe 85% or something. And yeah, so in this front relax pose, I actually like the Sadek guy probably the most, just in terms of his flow and everything. Akim's like big and beefy, but he's just got like slabs of muscle, and it's not necessarily put together in the nicest fashion. I mean, his pecs look a little bit saggy, his lats just kind of like hang there. He's packing the beef for sure, but is it aesthetic? Not really. Not in the front relaxed. So once I get into the front double biceps, though, it'll be a different story. But this the Sadek guy on the left now, he did put on maybe a little too much posing oil. He's really shiny there. Honestly, him and Akim are like opposites. Akim's got that matte finish. Like he didn't use enough posing oil and it kind of hurts him. But nonetheless, in the front double biceps, Akim takes this one easily. I mean, his proportions are just mind-blowing, man. Those arms are humongous. The lats just pop out of that tiny waist. His chest looks big. Thighs are big. So regardless of whether he came in great condition or not, regardless of whether he used enough posing oil, it doesn't matter because he's so dominant in this one. So he takes that first pose. In the front lat spread though, this one's closer. The angle's not head on, so it's tough to tell. Sadek there on the left, his lats aren't they're not big enough. He needs to pack on some mass there to fill out this one a little better. He's got nice clean lines, very aesthetic here, but just doesn't have enough muscle to hang with these other 3 guys, even Delarosa on the right, who looks kind of mediocre in this one, I gotta say. And it looks like his legs, there's an asymmetry going on there. His right leg, that outer quad, just doesn't look nearly as good as his left leg, so I don't know if he had an injury or something. But it's kind of throwing off his symmetry. And one thing about Delarosa, he needs to fix that herniated belly button too, man, because it's kind of distracting, and it's definitely a flaw that it's hard for me to not notice it. Once you see it, it just kind of spoils a lot of poses for him from the front. So this one is again between Akim and Juan. Akim's got the nice feathered quads, good taper. But I like Juan's chest and shoulders more, so I don't know, man. You guys tell me. I can't really make a real call there from that angle. Side chest. So Akim's definitely filling it out the best, and I love his side leg. He's very thick all over. Juan Morel looks good. His pecs look very full, and he's got the best conditioning in the lower body. You can really see that. My problem with Juan, though, is that his legs just, the hamstrings seem to end so early, and down by the knee, it's very slender. Whereas, look at Akim, how it keeps going, right? His thighs are much thicker from this angle. So I'm tempted to give it to Akim, even though Juan's conditioning is better. What is nice about Morel, though, is that he's one of the few pros who can actually seemingly suck in his stomach from the side, so that's an unusual sight. Sadek looks good. I thought he looked better in the other footage from Muscular Development. Delarosa looks great from this angle. But overall, I think I would still give this one to Akim. Now, turning around, You can see just how soft he looks, though, and how much water he's definitely holding. He's got very thick skin, and he's got a very short torso. I'm talking about Akim Williams, obviously. And coupled with his high lat insertions, it really kind of hampers his development from the rear in this shot. Like, Juan's back, he's just got so much more going on in the lower half, and his shoulders are massive as well. Arms are a little asymmetrical, so I dock him a bit for that, and the legs are too lean for his upper body. But still, I think I would probably give him this pose, because Delarosa isn't really beating him either. And Sadek there on the left, is conditioning is good, but he just doesn't have the size once again. He needs to really pack on some mass to those lats. You can see the high lat insertions on Akim right there when he does that Christmas tree shot. It's like midway up his back. Okay, in the rear lat spread, I think Sadek's looking a lot better. And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name. This is honestly the first time I've heard of this guy, so I'm not sure if it's Sadek or Sadek. But anyway, no offense meant, guys. It's just I'm not familiar with him. But he looks much better here than he did in the back double. He's still coming up a little bit short compared to these other mass monsters. So I'd probably go with Juan Morel again, once again, just because, he's got the best combination of mass, thickness, and conditioning. Side tricep. And I don't think any of them really knocked this one out of the park. I mean, Akim Williams is basically doing a side relax pose in the upper body anyway. It's not really a side tricep, so I don't really care for this take on the side tricep. I don't think he's really showing off his triceps very well, if we're being perfectly blunt. Delarosa looks good. The angle's not quite spot on for him, though. Juan Morel, I don't know. I mean, his legs look sharp, but his arms... I feel like his horseshoe could be a little bit more crisp. And, Sadek's not really killing this one either. So, to be honest, guys, I don't even care who you give this to. I don't think any of them are hitting it that well. And, yeah, I don't think it makes much difference in the end. Obviously, we know the outcome. We know Juan took it, and I think Juan takes the majority of the compulsories. He wins this one, certainly, because he's easily got the best midsection of the bunch here, the most separated abs by far. Akim could be winning it because he does have a relatively small midsection, and he's got those nice feathered quads, but he just doesn't have a very good separation down there in the abs. And Sadek there on the left, you can see right here that he's spilling over through the obliques when he breathes out, and it really spoils his flow. Because otherwise he looks great, like right now, but then he breathes out and they spill out, and it just looks bad. It's a good shot from Akim. Needs more separation upstairs, though. Juan Morel kind of closes the door on these guys here because his pecs are just humongous. His shoulders aren't far behind. The arms, do this one justice. It's really just the lower body that he could stand to bring up here. And then in the crab, it's Juan as well. He doesn't even really get into it here compared to how he did when he really bent over and shouted earlier on in the top 6 call out. But anyway, guys, that's my take on this one. I think Juan definitely deserved it. I'm a little disappointed in this turnout for this event here in the open class. It seems like a lot of the same guys that were doing like the last couple shows were in this one. Because, I mean, we have Akim Williams taking second. We have, he's not in this footage here, but Justin Rodriguez took 5th. And that's like, those guys also did the Indy Pro not even 2 months ago and took the exact same placings. So, like, when I saw the lineup, I was like, man, where are some of these other guys that we haven't seen this year? Where's Lionel Bayecki? What the hell is that guy up to? Where is Alexis Rivera? Where is Charles Griffin? Like, what are these guys doing? Ian Valliere. I don't understand what these pros... How do they make a living when they're not even competing, man? Like, I know there's sponsorships and stuff, guest postings, whatnot, but... It's just disappointing when you see these guys, and they're not exactly like top-tier Olympians. They haven't qualified for the Olympia, so I don't understand what exactly they're up to if they're not competing at these events where they would actually be competitive. So I'd just like to see some fresh faces up here, that's all. But congrats to Juan. He definitely deserved it. It wasn't really... there was no controversy here like there was in the 212 category because Akim did not bring a sufficient conditioning to really challenge him. So that's what's up, guys. Thanks for watching this one. And my next video, I'm going to try and cover the Classic Physique division. All right, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, I'm the Tominator signing off, and
I'll be back.